welcome to Mumbai. I know you spent some time in Mumbai earlier. As you look at the economics and politics, one of the regions which has benefited significantly after COVID and particularly after Russia-Ukraine is the Middle East.
Is the
Middle East. And India has brilliantly built its relationship politically and economically with UAE, Saudi Arabia, and many other parts of the Middle East. Middle East itself is changing. Israel, UAE, friendship, or even Iran now talking to Saudi Arabia and getting better. It's becoming the new power. How do you see, from an economic point of view, they're becoming much larger investors into India as well. How do you see India, Middle East, energy, politics, and of course, investments from them into India?
Well, trust Mr. Uday Kotak to draw attention to what I believe, not just because you've asked this question, but I genuinely believe that what is happening in the Middle East in terms of overall geopolitics is something truly fascinating. You mentioned the big things. Let me start with the small things. You know, when the civil war in Syria took place, you know, and the growth or the birth and the growth of ISIS took place, Iraq, Syria, you know, the Shia crescent, it would be stretching from Iran, Iraq parts, and Syria. You remember the then president of Syria was expelled from their regional organization. He's been admitted back. Could you have imagined that the Shia bastion Iran would be speaking to the Saudis, or for that matter, some of the other fundamental changes that you are referring to are taking place? There are two separate processes there. One is India's capacity to understand and deal with that. Forgive me, but I think that started much before these changes happened. I think the personal chemistry that Prime Minister Modi has established with almost all these leaders was a process which started, which predates these changes. But some of the other changes are that if the leading power, now I have to be very careful in my words, you know, if the leading political military dispensation, the largest economy, vacates space, I'm saying, let's say Afghanistan, or for that matter somewhere else, and a China, which is, I said, what, 12, 13, 14 trillion dollars economy moves in, there are economic impacts of that. But India, I believe, and this is my short answer, forgive my long-winded preambular explanation, but I think India's uniquely positioned, both in terms of its bilateral relations, both in terms of its relations with UAE, Saudi Arabia, even Iran. Couple of things have to give. The importance of the Middle East is not just energy. They are also now their sovereign funds, their ability to influence other things, their integration into the evolving and changing, I mean evolving, but it's not just evolving slowly, very fast changing global situation. I think India, I just saw the other day, our national security advisor was in there with the security advisors of two other countries. Now, these things didn't happen earlier. Again, that's a tribute to the dynamic and far-sighted nature of our foreign and security policy.
Yeah,